Super Saturday for real estate. What's different this time? We're going to talk about it. Stay tuned.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Morning Minutes. Myself, Michael BURGIO, Mark Novak, episode 579. First weekend of open homes, and it feels like a lifetime.
Ever.
Exciting internally. It must be exciting for buyers as well and for vendors, because without open homes, yes, you can get by, but it is still a tool, not in the toolkit for your agent to get the best price for the owner. Open homes are important. That's why they've been around for 100 years and they stay around. Other marketing like newspaper sort of has gone, but everyone's always believed open homes are important, and they're back, Mark.
Hard convenience is back for real estate inspections. For buyers, for sellers, for agents. Sellers, a typical seller could be out for 4 or 5 hours of their home on a Saturday and a Wednesday since this last lockdown. So, very inconvenient for a seller. And for a buyer, sometimes even buyers, I've been told, have been turned away from inspecting a property. These guys have, money in their pocket to buy something, and the agent's saying, sorry, I can't show you till next week. So that's over.
Yeah, you're right. It's normally like as soon as, if anything, buyers didn't want to call agents until the inspection because they knew how much they'll get hounded or pressured to see it. Like the service, it's like, we want to get you through it. We love you. Come have a look today. It's perfect for you. But for the last few months, it's been like, yes, see you in a week, or 2 weeks, can't show you through. And buyers, I'm sure it's going to be a very different sort of sentiment out there, and I think it's good for everybody as well. I don't it wasn't by agent design that they were being not lazy but inconvenient. It's just how it has, but that goes away now. I wonder if many agents will do Sunday opens as well to back it up. I know we do a lot of inspections on Sunday because Saturdays are so frantic for buyers. So Mark, how to make Saturdays less frantic? What's your advice to buyers?
I think for buyers now, you've got your list. I just had a look through some of the opens today. Not all of the agents are advertising a Saturday open today, so some are a bit slow to cotton on. Some buyers haven't realised that they don't have to appoint and they can just freeball and go through. So I think my advice is today is just rally around as fast as you can. If you can't find parking and there's two of you, often a tag team's a great idea. I don't mind my buyers, by the way, parking in the driveway if it's a house. So if you can't find parking, jump in the driveway, hock in, hock out. You know what a good one, Burge, was that we did bring up on a previous show? Write your name and number on a piece of paper and print it out a lot of times. And hand that out. So when you're going to an open, or a business card, so when you're going to an open and you've got a long name, Indian Christian name, surname, long name, Aussie agent, can't understand what you're saying, mobile number, whatever, if you just have that on a little piece of paper, photocopy 10 times, and when you walk in, you just give it to the agent, it makes for a much quicker experience for you as a buyer that you just bundy in. That's my details. There's my email. Just bundy out. Yeah, it's a cracker idea.
John Smith, just hand it out, saves you repeating it. It's the best thing. Agent has it. I 100% carry your business card, and also try and reappoint as well if you really like it. Request a copy of contract. Also, don't be afraid to put an offer forward. Offers are free. I find a lot of the buyers out there, you always ask what will the owner take, all that, but until just make an offer and you'll find out. An agent's never going to be like, oh, They want 800, but they'll take 750 if you offer it. It's always vague. It always frustrates buyers because they're like, well, where does it have to be? You're guiding 700 and we're seeing things go bananas. So make an offer. It's free. It's generally non-binding. You find out, or it is non-binding, a verbal offer. But it shows you where the goalposts are, and then you can plan your Saturday afternoon if you want to go back and see it, put an offer forward, or maybe you want to go see it on a Saturday. Because, Mark, if you go to 10 properties and you like 6 of them, but you don't know where the expectations are for all of them, and some may just cancel themselves out because their expectations are too high, by you making an offer, finding that out, you can pinpoint the ones you want to go to see again. Because it could be, market could still move pretty quickly. Exchanges within a week.
Absolutely. And also, we've got to manage more stock now, which is interesting. Oh, good morning, Luke, you legend. Our opens easier. The lockdowns seem to be more frenzy, creating more. It's true. When you say to someone they can't inspect a property, it actually, the buyer, you lunge forward even more when you said it can't have something. So in a way, by not having the opens, I think maybe motivated purchases without realising for agents and for purchasers and for sellers. But Burge, we were observing numbers this morning with these open houses.
Yeah, one of the trends we said earlier was a big increase in stock that we expected, and not only this week we've had a 20% increase from, or 19% from 470 to 562 properties for sale, and that's a huge difference. It's one of the biggest jumps we've had in recent times, especially within a week. So think about that, like 20%. If there's 10 homes in your price point, there's 12 now. 2 betters if there was 20. Like there's going to be a lot more stock coming on, and we'll see what that does with pricing. What do you think that's going to do with pricing and deals at the moment?
I think the frenzy that Luke was just been referring to for attendance at open houses, the pressure's come out a little bit to be able to get through the property. I think the pressure will come out a little bit to secure the property in terms of making an offer, getting an exchange. So I reckon today is the mark of a property market which is sort of going to, I wouldn't say cool off, but I just think it's still positive. Like, still good capital growth, but not like the capital growth we've seen the last quarter. The steam will come out just a touch to make it a little bit more easier to buy and a little bit easier to sell.
I think, but we also struggle as an industry where we often talk about like there's only 2 boxes for how the market's going, up or down. Like being steady is a huge box and is a box. Like I was having a conversation with someone and he goes, so do you reckon the market's going to go crazy? And I'm like, no, I reckon it's going to be very steady. He's like, oh, so that sucks. It's like, well, steady when you've increased 50% is still really good. Like you're at a new level. I think sometimes we look at that, we don't even consider just having a steady market, a consistent market. Like there's a couple
respect
boxes.
or appreciate. Yeah. It's. I know Glenn Hicks has a great word for it. He calls it a balanced market.
Yes. Yeah. And a balanced market is not a negative thing. When you buy a property, you're not looking to, like, you may have growth in a year, but it's a 10, 15-year purchase. So a balanced market, so you have some consistency, and especially if you're selling. Like, I think as much as people may not realize, they're going to appreciate, I think, the market we're going into, because when they list their property, and especially if they're upsizing, they're not worried about the market moving so much that what they sell, they then can't buy back, like at worst case, let alone upsize. And we've seen that. People sell a unit to buy a house, and they take too long and they can't even afford the one they sold anymore. That's a heartbreaking story when you hear that.
There's definitely been intimidation in this market. and that intimidation or that scariness or that freakiness in that marketplace has compelled people just to freeze and stay where they are, where they've gone, you know what, I really do want to sell the place, but I just can't find anything to buy. I'll just stay here. So I think you may find a lot of people may end up putting their property on because that it's not that scary, intimidating, high pressure, high growth market that it was. It's just cooling out a bit.
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing. So, yeah, anything else you want to add on the show?
Luke wants to know what we're selling today. I reckon my Lamby. I got a new property in Manly. We did last night. Mandeville, yeah, we did last night. That was big. 3-2.
Phenomenal.
22
what
Park
about
Street.
Your Lamby one?
I love the house. It's a big European wonder. It's 5 bedrooms. It's got ability to do 2 family or 1 big family. It's got the pool. It's got the views out to the city, and it's priced at 275 to 295. It's a corker.
That's awesome. And the Parks one, that was 22. 22 Parks, wasn't it?
Yeah, 22 Parks. Manlyvale sold last night at 5 o'clock for $3.2 million.
Huge.
Huge.
That reminds me, like Manlyvale's the suburb where I remember hearing a story back when we were in the 17 rise where someone sold their house thinking the market was going to go up, and then it went up like 30%. Like imagine now, like they sold a house at 1.2 thinking it would go down, and now that's a very good sort of like entry level at 3.2. So appreciate a balanced market. That's all we're saying.
I had a buddy of mine in the stock market, and he was adamant. Lisa sold something as well. Yeah, that's right. Lisa sold Newport last night for $295 for an apartment. It's a whopper. But I had a buddy of mine playing that market that we're talking about, and unfortunately his parents passed away and he sold his parents' property. He punted the property market, was not going to do anything, and he sold the property for 6. And another friend of mine bought it by chance. He's talking to people 2 years later at 10.5.
Yeah, insane.
Like it's just, don't bet against the market, guys and girls.
Yeah. That's a wrap. Thank you,
Super
everyone.
Saturday. Have a great day.
Cheers. Bye.
See you, Burge. Thanks, Burge. Cheers.